For those who know and don't know, my name is Prince Paul, legendary Organized Confusion, Queens, New York City. You know what I'm saying? Semi-pioneers. We can't take the credit like that, but we're from the golden age, and we definitely represent intelligent, inspiring hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? Party rock and shit too, but for the most part, you know, inspirational music, man, to get you through the good times and the hard times, get you through college, get you past that corny job, and you know, hopefully allowing you to stay in your greatness.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It's an honor, King. I definitely appreciate your contribution and what you continue to do. I want to ask you this. Recently, it was a lot of controversy about, the influence of hip hop over the last 50 years. And by you coming from that era, do you feel like, say, like drill or trap or crunk or snap, is that encompassed in hip hop, or is that something different?
It's just another direction. It's almost like, you know, you could drive a car on the road, but you could also go off road and have like the nice big 4x4 tires. That's for a specific genre of people. That's for a designated about a designated village of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's their thing. But hip hop, where I come from, is about telling your trials and tribulations, but it's also about trying to reach triumph and victory and having a positive outcome. So it's like you could tell about the tough stories and the wars that happen in the hood. Like I'm from the same hood as 50 Cent, and you know he speaks on it, but he also speaks on positive things as well. So it's like, you know, I don't want people to get buried in the somberness of the struggle and poverty, but also are you willing to fight hard enough to get up out of that shit? So, you know, our music really was about being progressive, you know what I mean? Like, you know, having some type of resilience and being able to weather the storm, you know what I mean? Like, so if some of the drill and the trill music is about just not killing but living, then I'm all for it. But if it's just about killing, we seen so much of that that's really kind of played out, like, you know, and people don't really understand how much it impacts you until it hits your home or it hits your neighborhood and then it affects you and your community, because it's definitely genocide, and we're not trying to promote that. So I mean, I don't really know. I don't listen to a lot of music unless it catches me on my time. Like when I'm on my timeline. So if it catches me and it's something I can get out of it, cool. But if it's just talking about a bunch of killing, you know, I've seen police brutality as early as like 11, 12 years old. So to me, it's not something that I want to keep talking about. It's definitely trauma. It's definitely toxic. And you know, and the thing is, when is it going to stop? Everybody keep posting shit about what's happening, but what are we going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of changes can we make, and how can we step out and make something happen to stop it from happening? Because, you know, just talking about it, you can say you broke. That's one letter from being broken. But if you say you're gonna get some money, now the universe is listening. So it's just a different language. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know. I don't be listening to a lot of stuff, man. Like, especially when I'm writing new material. I don't want to be like outside influence. But, you know, when I hear young brothers talk about suicide and, you know, and popping pills to a point where they're not even conscious of what they're doing, I more so feel sorry for them, because I know they're trying to escape some type of pain that I can relate to, and definitely from the different environments and the restricted and conflicted neighborhoods that we come from. You know, no jobs, no opportunity, nothing to look forward to. People telling you not going to live past 25. You know, we actually did live past 25. So it's like now I want to see the young people live past 25. And that shit ain't going to happen by just constantly putting pain and suffering in their ears. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not cool.
Man, no doubt you broke it down. Now I gotta ask you. I want to take it back a little bit. Like when you was growing up in Queens, what was the hip hop scene like at that time? Was they doing the park jams? Was it out in the community, or did you get exposed to it through your family? Or
Well, my sisters used to play play records, you know what I'm saying? And they always have like, you know, always want the little kid in the family. Get it stank, get it stank. You dancing in the mirror and all that. But we had park jams. Grandmaster Vic, the Boss Crew, Yankees Crew, Divine Sounds, Disco Twins. A lot of those cats came from out of Queens. And then I used to go up to the Bronx and hear Theodore and a bunch of other cats DJing at Crotona Park. My aunt lived up the block from there. So I kind of got exposed to it early as a kid. It was actually a refuge, like something to look forward to, because you know, you was always down on yourself. You couldn't get them new sneakers when you wanted to. Your family was on a controlled budget. You know, your drug dealer friends was looking fly. You wanted to look fly because they had girls and cars around them. And it was a little peer pressure, but also too, it was individuals that was showing that they refused to let poverty and struggle swallow them up. You know what I mean? So it's like it's always been a catch-22 situation with that. You know, we used to look up to the hustlers crazy because they was not trying to hear that being broke shit. And grandma, you know, trying to survive off a big pot of rice. Like that wasn't the move for a lot of people. So that us getting exposed to the hustling and the park jams, it was a good balance of hope and faith that we can come up out of it, and we should dream big still and not give up on ourselves, because the narratives was telling us, you know, to quit, to give up on yourselves. Nobody cares about you. Nothing's going to amount to nothing. Hip hop wasn't getting played on the radio at the time. They didn't care about the music. Rock music was making them a shitload of money, and pop music was really big. So we was fans of the music in the community, like in our own hoods. We was just fans of Rick James and, you know, Michael Jackson and Mary Jane Girls and Convention. There was a lot of groups that had break records, and we used to just celebrate life to them. Like, you know, we was looking at it as, you know, all hope is not lost. This is our music. This is what we celebrate to. And we came together as a community. It was almost like the new age of like a juke joint jam from back in the days of slavery, but just updated and modernized, you know what I'm saying? So we look forward to that when the local DJs to come out, steal electricity from the poles and just play for the people. And it gave us a sense of faith, man, because there was too many darts aimed at us. You know, you're not going to amount to shit. We had lack of education. We had poor education. Schools teaching us to be laborers, to work 60 hours a week, and not teaching us to be leaders and to teach us to obtain ownership. So it was different.
Wow, man, that's a blessing for you to be able to experience that firsthand, because probably 99% of the world, you know, we got the hip hop, you know, through the TV or through the radio, but you got to see it in Queens and you got to see it in the Bronx, you know, the motherland. So that's just amazing.
It was a music that wasn't getting played on the radio, so we wasn't exposed to it unless it came out locally right around you. And then on top of it, when we got old enough to start going to clubs, some of that deep house music DJs started playing it. And that's how radio got onto it. It wasn't like some executive brought it to radio. It was that the radio DJs was like, damn, this be having a club jumping. And it was introduced by deep house DJs. You know, there's a couple in New York that used to hit, and we used to go to the house parties, but we used to start hearing hip hop at those parties.